Hi.
Hey people.
It's a Novak duo this evening.
It is.
Hey, we've got a good lineup tonight. We're going to be covering a few different things. We actually do get asked from week to week about covering certain topics. So we've listened, and this week we shall deliver. So we're going to be talking about securing a rental property. We're going to be talking about how to get your rental property rented quickly. Mark is going to be talking about banking and how to get some better banking loans. That's definitely not my area of expertise.
No.
And also a great buy for this week as well. We're going to be going through that too. So a bit of a lineup.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
how to rent a property. This is something that we found that online there's a lot of media about sales, interest rates, stuff like that, but not many people out there are talking about tenants and how tenants are going in the marketplace at the moment. Tenants' grinds and tenants, their trials and tribulations. One of those things that I covered during the week that got a lot of traction was how a tenant can secure a rental property.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good one.
And secure one fast.
Yeah.
So a big one of those is with prospective tenants, everyone's got to start somewhere, whether they're immigrants or whether they're kids that are 18, 19. It's hard when you don't have rental, like a rental track record. And a lot of them, no one really sort of actually jogs prospective tenants through because it's not like buying a property. Everyone's willing to help because there's a good coin in it. In the rental market, it's probably the other way, everyone, you're sort of fending for yourself a little bit more. So the story that we did during the week, which got a lot of traction, was putting mum or dad on the application.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Which is huge.
You know what? There's nowhere to go to get this info.
Nah.
This is really, really good information.
It's hard because it's not, like you've got a mortgage broker if you're buying a property will jog you through it. Other real estate agents, if you're buying, will jog you through it. If you're buying through another agent even. Your solicitor will jog you through if you're buying.
Yeah, but who do you talk to about that? Yeah,
if you're a prospective tenant, you're lucky to get any airtime of any real estate agent.
Yep. And also I think if you're an applicant and you are applying for a rental property, this is great info because of exactly what Mark just said, but also it makes our job easier because we're processing so many of them. So if we've got all the things there that we need, we're going to be able to process that application a lot smoother as well.
Yeah, that's right. It's really making it easy for the agent. Don't mean to sound selfish, but I'm saying all agencies out there, if you can actually make that job easier for prospective people out there, it's just going to, it'll really, really, really resonate. So for agents, if you've just got an application form that's just full blast, that's the best. Plenty of references, plenty of information, even photos, because they can share those photos. So normally we're lucky if we get a photo on a license, but you may even have just a couple of photos. I know people now are starting to put pet photos.
Big thing.
Yeah,
that's a massive thing. Put a photo of your pet on the application.
Yep.
Because there's a big difference between a goldfish or a Maltese Shih Tzu and a Rottweiler, on an application. So pop a photo of your pet on there. It does make that process a whole lot quicker.
Your social media profiles. So believe it or not, I think that's important that, if you've got a great profile on social media, you're a corporate person or whatever, it's important to have that profile, available to the agent, like you're not hiding anything and they can say, look, I've had a look on Facebook, great guys, working for this bank, whatever it is. It's awesome. Yeah,
definitely. And look, we do get asked a lot, how's my application going? Why is it taking so long? It's not that it's taking so long. We have a whole designated team and all they do is just process applications. It's generally because that right information wasn't supplied to begin with.
Yeah.
Much like I guess when you go and get, you're getting a loan or anything like that, the more information you supply, the quicker we're able to expedite it for you. Yep.
Yeah, we don't take bribes. I think Michael just asked. But so hopefully they helped you guys about prospective tenants, with renting of a property.
Yep.
How to rent a property quicker, I think, is more one for landlords. That's a big one. Lisa, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so there's a few different ways, and again, we use the same philosophy as we do when we're trying to, or when we are selling a property, and it comes down to the 3 Ps. So the price on that property, the product itself and how well it actually presents, and then the promotion of it. So the promotion of it's a really big thing. It's something that we identified in our business a number of years ago.
Huge.
Where all the properties that were on the market for sale got all this love, and they got all the beautiful photos and the videos and, you know, lots of social media attention. And then the rental properties almost tended to be the poor cousins of the family.
Yeah.
And so we adapted that same philosophy into our rental properties, and we do get huge traction as a result of that and shorter days on market. That's number one. So presentation's everything. In fact, we have our own in-house photographer here at Novak.
The virtual furniture.
And the virtual furniture is another massive one. So, you know, virtual furniture is where we actually can place digital furniture into a property. You know, often properties are being rented and they've got tenants in there, and it's tricky. We can't get in, and we can't obviously do the property up as we would like to. So we can go in and we can actually digitally get rid of all of that furniture, and then we can place beautiful new furniture in there, which is great. We see much shorter days on market there.
Yeah, so I guess if you're a landlord, you just want to make it as easy and as attractive to the prospective tenants out there to imagine themselves in the property. So providing a floor plan is just, you know, if a property's got a floor plan, it gets 3 times more interaction on realestate.com.au.
Yep.
And often it's just a landlord digging up their floor plan from when they purchased the property and providing it to us. Dimensions is a big one.
Dimensions on the floor plan, fridge spaces.
Fridge space is a massive one.
Yep, that's a big one as well. Just going back to that digital furniture again. It comes at such a cheap cost. People don't realise. I think we charge it out at, I think it's about $40 a room for that digital furniture, and you don't need it in every single room, right?
Yeah,
you just need it in the living areas and maybe a master bedroom.
I might explain just for prospective landlords out there what the digital furniture is a little bit more in case you didn't grab it when Lisa said it. So we give you a photo, and we put the photo of your property up. Agents put a photo of your property up. It's a vacant room. It's 4 walls. And whether that room could be a bedroom, you don't know. It could be a lounge room, you don't know. You're sort of left guessing straight away. What our agency does for our landlords is we offer the virtual furniture option, where we actually get it done by a company, and what they actually do is they will drop in beautiful lounges. They will drop in a beautiful coffee table. They'll drop in a beautiful dining table, and it'll all look matched, come together, and it's actually just been digitally dropped in. So they actually haven't physically moved furniture in, they've just digitally dropped it in. And it's, what is it? How much is it? It's
$40. $40 a room is what we do it for. So that's the removal
forever. And you
of that furniture.
And you get to use it. You get to use those photos each letting. So if you're renting your property in 5 years out 2 or 3 times, you're not paying that every single time. You've already got the fantastic photos with us.
And it really does work. Fact. Days on market are shorter when we can promote a property that looks, very, very appealing. As I said, often we've got tenants in there and properties aren't always presenting as well. This way we can make sure that it presents 10 out of 10.
How to rent properties quicker. What else can we recommend to landlords?
Renos. So renovations, we just did it on our own one.
Yeah, it's getting competitive out there.
Yeah.
DIY's had a lot of new properties introduced, particularly in the last 6 months. So your property that always rented with an older kitchen or older bathroom, or old kitchen and old bathroom, was still pretty acceptable in the market.
Yep.
Now it's less. And air conditioning is one that's less acceptable in the marketplace if you don't have it. So I think investing in those things like a nice kitchen, a nice bathroom, it increases the asset of the property. It finds a tenant quicker.
And allowing us to do it as well. There's not many real estate agents that will actually project manage that whole process. So we have the capabilities of being able to do that here at Novak. We've got a property manager in-house, and she will actually manage that reno. So we've got cheap kitchens and cheap bathrooms, and they look amazing, absolutely amazing.
How much for a kitchen, you reckon?
I think it's coming in at about $7 or $8 grand
for a kitchen.
Yeah, that
brand
includes
new.
appliances, stone bench tops as well. Beautiful white polyurethane cupboards is what we. As I said, we just did that in an investment property. But more so than that, the cheap kitchen and bathroom is the time, because you don't want that property off the market for 6 weeks or 8 weeks while your friend's renovating the kitchen.
Yeah.
And every week that ticks by is rent that's not coming in.
And how much for a bathroom, for a kitchen? So kitchen's
coming in at about 7 or 8.
7 or 8, and bathroom?
Bathroom's coming in at, I'd say, about 4, I reckon, 4 or 5. I think, I don't
10.
know. I'm guessing.
10, 12, 10, 12, I reckon. Hey.
10 or 12.
Yeah, because you got to take all those tiles off, which is really expensive.
Yeah.
So to get the prep work into getting a kitchen ready to start, getting a kitchen to start putting the new kitchen in.
I like my quote better.
It feels good. before. We'll get you maybe some taps.
Can you send me the bills?
Yeah. And then, so if you do that, so 20, 30K on your unit, we'll see a better, basically you'll add 50K, I reckon,
so
to the end sales
tenant,
price.
More rent. And also don't forget what that's going to do to the value of your property as well, right?
Yeah,
You've got a new kitchen, new bathroom, and there all of a sudden the value of your property goes up as well.
And guys, if you've got any questions while we're running through our Q&A, just shoot it out as well. We can actually see the questions coming up live, I think. So if you've got any, don't feel shy.
Can
just
someone
ask.
out there just give us a thumbs up about sound as well? Every week, every Monday in particular, we seem to have an issue with sound. So just give us a thumbs up if you can hear. That would be great. All right, what's next? What's next on the list?
Okay, other one we had was best buys for the week.
Best buys for the week. Okay.
Got a thumbs up. Thanks. What
Awesome.
do you got?
Okay, best buys for the week. All right, I've got a great 3-bedroom garden apartment in Pacific Parade DY. These are really hard to come by, this kind of spec. So it's a 3-bed garden apartment. It's got huge outdoor areas. I think it's about 270 square metres outside. So it's got a spa terrace and a beautiful north-facing backyard. It's 5 doors away from DY Beach. That's a great one.
Those units are doing really well. That I think it's because it's maybe that retirement stock. They just are getting such good prices.
Well, it's good. It ticks a lot of boxes. It's level, so it ticks a lot of boxes. You got little kids, it's great. You got elderly, it's great. You're upsizing, works. Downsizing, it works. That's got a guide on it of 1.29. I reckon that's a really, really good buy. Block of 6, good strata. So that's 4 at 118 Pacific Parade.
Cracker. My favourite, similar price, level 15 on Meriton. So that's the penthouse level.
Which we're selling.
So we're with Meriton. We're Meriton's new agent of the year 2018, which was an honour to win that award, which allows us to do some great deals in there. But that particular one, it's the level 15. It has a phenomenal view, which looks out towards the city. You can see Centrepoint Tower. You can see out towards North Sydney, all the way around. It's 180 degrees. Now you'd think for a 3-bedder, 2-bath, 2-car, and a storage room, you'd think that'd probably be a 1.5, 1.7 property. It comes in high 1.1s.
That's unbelievable. And then you got the 50% stamp duty rebate too.
Yeah. And even in some circumstances, they've done some really nice negotiating. Yep. So I reckon if you're looking for something that's, and I think that's particularly low, that pricing, because there's another 20-odd, 30-odd 3-bedders to go in the building. I think they've discounted them a little bit more than they need to, but they're really good buys because they want to get rid of the stock.
Yeah, they are.
They don't want to sit on vacant stock.
And unbelievable. I mean, I spoke with a lady today and I took her through and showed her Meriton actually after I'd shown her a number of other properties. She's got 2 teenagers. She's coming out of a divorce. And they're a little bit funny about moving out of their big house into an apartment.
Yep.
Anyway, they were all happy as Larry when they were, when I finished showing them through. You got the pool, you got the gym.
It's cracker.
You've got that whole entertainment precinct downstairs. It really is. They've done an amazing job there. They really have.
Had some family just moved into the building. They're very, very happy.
Yeah.
And Glenn Higgs called us the king and queen of social media. I don't reckon it's social media. I reckon it's actually instant media. That's the reason why it does well. It's just instant media.
Yeah.
So you're getting it fast, you're getting it raw, you're getting it as it happens. Socials, let's have a dance, but instant's like, just the information you want. So
it's true.
Yeah, interesting.
It's true.
Okay.
You're going to cover that, how to get a better banking loan.
A better banking loan's interesting. I had a client the other day, 3 loans.
Sit back and relax.
Relax, take it easy. 3 loans. All they had to do was 3 phone calls to their bank. They had a broker, but they called directly to their bank. Bank shaved their loans. The banks are ready to take your call and not lose your business and do a deal. The banks are ready because particularly if you've been more than 2 or 3 years in your loan, they've actually factored in some increases into your loan that they can actually take off your loan. So I'd love for someone to prove me wrong. If call your bank this week, they'll put you through to a specialised loyalty department. Tell them you're thinking of changing. Tell them another comparison interest rate of who you actually could potentially use. You'll get a better deal. And it's, you know, I had the client do it this week. I've personally done it quite a lot over the last 10 years. So it's a cracker.
Wow.
You know, it's just, and if you can save $50 a week, a month, a year, whatever that money is, it's saving just on a phone call. So it's worth it. And it amortises.
No, unbelievable.
Bit of banking loans, and a lot of our landlords, you know, everyone's got debt, and if you can, make some money by getting that reduced.
And also, it's all about financing in this market. Just on a slightly different note, it is all about financing, and you know, a lot of people don't realise that if you've got a great mortgage broker, that in this market is everything, right?
Yep.
That's the difference between you potentially buying your property and not buying your property. Just by having a great mortgage broker that can think outside the square.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's massive, you know.
You can really unlock, if you're trying to understand the market, Luke Moroney, he's the dancing social media man. Do you know who he is? You seen him? Yeah. He's just made a comment. He's on here. Hey, Luke.
Property is finance, finance is property,
Something that I've really been focusing on when talking with clients, people are trying to work out where the market's going and what the market's doing. And again, I wanted to bring it into Novak News, and you've reminded me, Elise.
Yeah. I do that a lot. FYI.
If you're trying to understand the segment of the market that you're buying or the segment of the market that you're selling, same thing, understand who's buying it. And further to understand who's buying it, how are they going to get financed? What style of person are they? And the reason why that matters is if it's a cash buyer and the property that's being sold just attracts cash buyers because it's, you know, I'll give you an example. Queenscliff, 2,050,000, I sold the one better. A lot of people buying that were retirees. That were looking to buy that. So they really didn't care, market up, market down. It was a rare opportunity. They weren't getting a loan. That's the key. They weren't getting a loan. They paid big bucks. So, and markets that have been affected adversely, very badly, 20% more in eroding the price. They're often, you know, like places where the people funding it just can't get a loan. So they're an investor with 2 or 3 properties. Banks aren't doing loans easily for those types of people. So if you're trying to unlock the market, really work out what's happening in your market, understand who's buying and how typically they would fund and what banks' opinion on that is.
Yeah, it is. It's critical. But I think that's where we see the people that are actually getting stuff over the line and that aren't. Mortgage broker. That is probably the biggest thing that we're seeing right now, right? Where people are getting stuff across the line. I
can't believe, agent for over 20 years, I can't believe how many people turning up just cash purchase, ready to settle in a week or two. I'm really seeing those people come out in the marketplace.
Same.
I'm really seeing, and it's almost, you sort of think to yourself, really? Where'd it come from? Tell us more. Inheritance? Where'd you get the money? Dad, mum?
That's right.
But there's a lot of people out there just cashed.
Bring back the big black suitcase.
So, and for anyone out there, cash is in, they're not bringing their bags of cash in, they're just buying it with no debt.
That's
but it's pretty interesting seeing that sort of money being thrown around. So I'm seeing a lot of it.
Definitely.
And that's a wrap. We've got any other questions for anyone else out there before
we... We've done best buy for the week, better banking loan. Anyone got any questions out there, guys? Cash buyers love it. Bargain hunters, definitely. What else do we want to cover? In terms of also, I think we get asked a lot how, where. I mean, and Angelo in particular, Angelo Guzios, our head of sales, has had his days on market for some of his properties have been absolutely phenomenal.
9 days.
9 days. I had one last week that was on the market for 4 days. So, when people, I guess what I'm getting at is, buyers are walking around thinking that when we say there's a deal on the table, we're actually not making it up. There genuinely is a deal on the table. I've had a couple of upset clients of late because I have said to them, look guys, there is another offer here. You kind of need to move quite quickly. And they didn't, and they did miss out. They're definitely, and just following off from what you were saying, Mark, there is a lot of cash buyers out there. There's a lot of deals to be done as well.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I think if you're an advanced, if you're a real big numbers person, and you're running the numbers on purchasing something that you're going to rent out now, providing the bloody bank's going to give you the money, the numbers are sweet. The numbers are unbelievable. You know,
Really
they're like, you can get in because, for instance, with Meriton, they're doing a 3% loan for 3 years, and you don't need 20% like you normally do before, because when you borrow more than a certain amount with mortgages, you've got to pay mortgage insurance. That can be 10 or 20 grand.
Right. Yep.
So with Meriton, they're doing a 10% loan and they're doing a 3% interest rate for 3 years fixed.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Now, I'll give you an example. The family that I had, they're renting something at the moment in Manly, 3-bedder. They're paying $1,000 a week. They're going to get into a 3-bedder here, and that's going to be costing them, I think it was $510 a week in interest for the next 3 years. So they're going to pocket $500 a week, which they're going to put towards their mortgage. They're going to put $25K per year towards their mortgage, and in 3 years they'll get a conventional mortgage with one of the big four probably.
Yeah.
But for now, they didn't need to save a 20% deposit. They did it with a 10% deposit, and they didn't have to pay mortgage insurance.
Yeah,
it's
that's
massive.
huge. That is
massive.
huge.
And not
Really.
only that, but I think, you know, if you're Meriton, you sort of want to give the loan to people because they're going to be buying your product. So it's sort of like giving kids money to give you for ice cream on a loan.
Yeah, they're also their
They've
own
got the
entity
incentive,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah. We've got a question here.
Did you just give me bedroom-wise?
No.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was weird.
Sweet. Lucky I'm his wife. I'm not his receptionist or anything. We'll just clear that up right now. What average
Lico's living at
discounted
Meriton,
price?
eh?
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, here we got another question here from Chio. I hope I pronounced that right. What average discounted price on units in DY?
I reckon, and I really hate to
What
admit,
they've come off?
I hate to admit this figure. It's
Yeah.
an awful.
Is that what they've
That's
come
a tough.
what
That's a
they've
tough
come off,
question.
I'm guessing,
do you,
yeah?
do you want a real estate answer or a real answer? Real estate agent answer or a real answer? You want a
Real
real
answer.
answer?
Real answer.
Go, Lisa.
Look, I think on average around 10%. I think they've come off about 10%. When we refer to apartments in DY, we talk about apartments en masse, what I consider the bread and butter stock. So it's the typical 2-bed, 1-bath, 1-car, maybe no garage, so just a car space or a carport. They've taken the biggest hit.
Do you remember what I was saying, guys, about understanding your buyer?
Yeah.
That's how you can.
I thought about that when you were saying it, actually.
Yeah.
I did, I thought about that.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I just sold a 2-bedroom apartment in DY the other day. Now, it got $902,000 and it was on the market for 4 days. So there's 2-bedroom apartments and there's 2-bedroom apartments. It really works on supply and demand. So if there's a lot of supply, like there are of the 2-bed, 1-bath, 1-car, it's going to take a bit more of a hit than something like that 2-bedroom garden apartment that I had.
Together with that funding thing that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So, I reckon if you're asking Leccio about those garden apartments that Lisa's selling, I don't reckon they've taken a hit at all. I reckon they've actually gone up.
Yeah. Supply and demand. So really,
and there's no funding
demand
behind it. So it's an easy decision. Whereas if you're buying investor stock in DY, the investors finding it harder to get interest-only loans, the investors finding it harder to get a loan, so they're a bit more recessed, and it's also it's not a lifestyle move, it's not a necessity move as when you're buying an investment. You can just switch off. So investors just capped out, switched off, and then it's pulled back a little bit. So to answer your question, Lekio, look at the buyer that typically buys that property. And then together with what Lisa said, supply and demand. Together with what I'm saying about funding, the type of person funding that, you can sort of unlock where it's going. And it's that's 0% on your 3-bedder and probably maybe 10 or 20% on some properties that have been hit a bit harder.
And I guess that's what I was referring to before, just about those days on market as well. So your typical, again, your bread and butter stock, the 2-bed, 1-bath, 1-car, the days on market for that style of property in DY is definitely longer than say, you know, the 2-bedroom garden apartment that we just had on the market that sold in 4 days. That was snapped up very, very quickly. Another question here.
Lock-up garage?
The cost of a lock-up garage
Carport.
over a carport. That's a really good question,
Great
actually.
question.
Because we do use that formula quite a lot when we're actually doing our pricing.
Yep.
So a lock-up garage over a carport, what do you reckon? I'm thinking about 25, 30.
Yeah, I'll go 30.
Yeah, 25, 30,000. And
From-
again,
probably
there's
from
garages,
a
and there's
carport
garages.
to an average garage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. So, you know, but there's garages and there's garages. Today I actually just did a great appraisal actually on an older style 2-bedroom apartment, but it had this enormous double lock-up garage. I haven't seen...
What's a double worth
I haven't
over a
se-
si- what's
I
a
don't know,
double
we
worth
don't
over a
see a double
single?
lock-up garage in an older style apartment.
Probably good 20, 30 again.
Yeah, I reckon definitely. And again, that's the kind of stock that's moving quite quickly. If it's got this sort of, you know, little glimmer about it, if it's got something that
X
sparkles,
factor.
yeah, the X factor,
Yeah.
they're actually moving really nicely. They're doing really well.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool. Any other questions?
Luke Moroney said 40 to 60.
40 to
Yeah, I
60.
reckon, especially where you live, mate. I've seen your apartment and on the harbour or the water.
That's right. Depends what that garage is.
I reckon that garage could be worth as much as 100 where you are, maybe 2.
Luke's like, sign me up, sign me up.
Yeah, that's where he does his dancing on the balcony. Have a look, guys. Look him up. What else we're going to talk? I think we covered a lot tonight, guys. Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thanks. This is our romantic date night.
Yeah. Well, at least we gave me bedroom eyes a couple of times.
Oh dear. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We had a great audience tonight, so we do appreciate it. And Jared, come on in.
Jared, what are you doing?
Jared thought he was going to get out of this scot-free. Anyone who is still working at this time of night and thinks that they're going to walk
Over here,
through
Jared.
here
Through here, bud.
unscathed, forget it.
This is
Jared's our resident. He's our resident bodyguard.
Yeah.
He walks us out to our car at night. Jared,
His-
what are you? You're like fifth Dan, or sorry if I got it all wrong.
MMA,
Kickboxing. Yeah.
kickboxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Commercial
you
property
go.
manager, aka kickboxer. You might need to duck down a bit. I don't know if we got you in the camera
Do you
there.
want to show your abs?
No, I've got a bit of work to go.
Yeah. So he does protection services for tenants and landlords and agents at Novak. Put on your
Yeah.
bud. All right, guys.
That's true.
Take care. Love you guys.
Have a great week.
Cheers.
See you
See ya.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.